Hello, hello. Welcome again for another edition of the Black Belt Newscast. We are live. I am Cindy and I am in Marengo County.
I'm Todd and I'm in Dallas County.
All right. We have so much to talk about, but I always like to start out by saying our stories come from the blackbeltnewsnetwork.com. That is where all of our stories are being posted and where you can read more about things. If you have some questions about what we've talked about, want to read more, I always like to say we can't be everywhere. So send your news to news@blackbeltnewsnetwork.com and we will run it for you and share what's going on in all the nooks and crannies of the Black Belt.
And if you've got something that we might not know about, let us know and we can follow up on it and find out more for you.
Yes. And also sign up for our daily newsletter. It comes out at 3:00 every day. It has all the headlines. It is free, just like all of our content. We do not have a paywall. And we are actually a nonprofit asking for you to help us fund that so that we can go with no paywall.
Yeah.
So that everybody has access regardless of income. All right. So definitely sign up for that daily newsletter. That's where all of our headlines come out every day. And that way you'll be in the know of what's going on in your neighborhood.
In the know.
The know. All right. Let's get started with our first story. We have lots of top stories. Let's get started. We just found out today that the Dallas County Economic Development Authority has named a new leader.
Yes.
We knew that Wayne Vardaman of 24 years with the EDA has announced he wanted to retire. So they've been looking for a new leader. Who did they pick?
They picked Brenda Tuck, who has been she's got a huge amount of experience. She was with the Rural Development Manager and Regional Workforce Council liaison for the Alabama Department of Commerce. Executive Director for the Marengo County Economic Development Authority, and a partner with Alford and Associates LLC. And I mean, she's got a long list of companies that she's worked for, a big history in economic development. And that announcement was made at 8:00 this morning. Wayne called me and said, "Hey, she's there, she's in." And so we're going to have an interview with her coming up in the next week or so to kind of meet her, learn more about where she's coming from and what her plans are to pick up where Wayne has left off and move on. And Wayne even told me this morning, Mr. Vardaman told me this morning that he's going to be sitting on the wayside. He'll be there in a consulting type kind of a role, but he's going to step away and let Ms. Tuck take over. And he said he'll let us know what he's going to be doing in the future. But according to Wayne, it's in very good hands. Our EDA is in very good hands. So that's going to be an exciting interview to get to do here in the next couple of days.
This is her with Governor Ivey and Greg Canfield, who was the former Commerce Director. Now, this was from 2022. But she has like you said, a record. She's actually been the EDA director for Marengo County. So she's very aware of the Black Belt and our challenges and benefits here.
Right. She knows the Black Belt because she's from the Black Belt. She lives here, She's been here. She lives actually in Dallas County. She lives in Selma.
All right. Let's talk about staying in Dallas County. Orrville has been working toward construction of a new library with a grant from Terry Sewell, but we have seen progress. So tell us about it.
Yeah, well, as you said, about 2023, they gave Terry Sewell announced a $500,000 award for the town of Orrville to build a new library. It's right next to the town hall. There it is, right over there. And I got a chance to sit down with Mayor Lavinia Lumpkin a couple of days ago and get an update on the construction. They're actually waiting. She said that they're having a little bit of issues getting some of the material. Right now, they're waiting on the insulation. The day, which was, I guess it was last Thursday, I talked to her, Wednesday rather, I talked to her. They were waiting on the insulation to come in. Once they do the insulation, they can complete the building. She also says that the Selma Dallas County Library, she gave a shout out and a thank you to Ms. Nichols, has donated 30,000 books to the Orrville Library already. There's going to be Wi-Fi and computers, and we actually have an interview online right now where the interview that I did with her, and she talks in detail about everything that's coming up. There had been some questions about transparency and why is it taking so long. She just explains that in that interview, that even this far after COVID, we're still having some problems with supply chain. Supplies are not always as easy to get as they once were, so that's been a hold up. And of course, with government, when you're talking about especially a grant of $500,000, there's a lot of paperwork and red tape, and it takes sometimes years just to get to the point where the money is in hand. And she explains that, and she also said that any of the paperwork that anyone wants to see is available at the town hall. All you got to do is come and ask for it, and they'll show it to you. But that interview is up on blackbeltnewsnetwork.com, so go check that out.
All right. Now over to Perry County. Uniontown is very busy right now with some important meetings. And this one was Tuesday, and it was at City Hall, Uniontown City Hall. And this is talking about the expansion plans of Arrowhead landfill. So this right here is Portia Shepard. So we had a representative at this meeting, and she got a chance to let everybody know she's an activist in town that is against the plans to expand the landfill. The landfill's been there for 20 years, and it takes up almost 1,000 acres of Uniontown, and it's separated into 3 tracts. The permit that they have that goes from 2023 to 33, 10 years, actually allows trash to come into there from 33 states.
Wow.
It is a big product there. About 40 people came to this hearing to hear what's going on. It's a public comment time because Arrowhead wants to expand the capacity and add more, trash. And residents were actually complaining that there aren't many community benefits that were put in place for this. For instance, there's no relief fund for homeowners and residents that may be losing property value, that there's no investment in local infrastructure that might get messed up by the trucks that are coming in. And actually, it's also done by rail. And they wanted more transparency on reporting for truck traffic, the odors, air quality, groundwater, and just a seat at the table for community members that can have more oversight about this environmental impacts that it has. Now, the ADEM is the one that's going to approve this. So that's the Alabama Department of Environmental Management. And they said at the public hearing that was Tuesday that they don't see a reason why they shouldn't approve these changes in this permit. So not sure that it's going to change anything on this capacity change and addition, but at least the residents are getting a chance to get their voice heard. They actually had a meeting, and this is Portia and others had a meeting where they helped residents formulate what they wanted to say. But unfortunately, only 2 residents spoke. A third one was planning to speak, but the electric wheelchair he uses needed to be charged first. So there's some challenges in getting folks to be willing to make comments. And, one of the points that Portia made is, these things come to areas where folks aren't willing to speak up, and that is maybe one reason they ended up housing this landfill 20 years ago, but also saying it's never too late to make your public comment known, which is this opportunity. And of course, Portia is going to be passionate with what she's saying. and asking for more say-so and from the community in the project that actually has led to an earnings for the company that owns Arrowhead of $9 billion in 2020.
Lord have mercy.
So it is a money-making venture.
Right.
It's an interesting issue, being in a rural area where not everybody it feels heard.
Yeah, and I can remember back during the 90s when the Subtitle D landfills came into being, the uproar that was made when they first started picking sites for these special landfills that are supposed to help to prevent any environmental damage. And as you say, when you get into rural areas that are often overlooked, like we in the Black Belt, they become prime for these type places. So
Right.
it's a struggle.
Asking for the community to be involved and to have transparency. And now Uniontown does have another important meeting on November 25th. This is at the rec center, and it will be about the pipeline, the gas pipeline that's coming through the Black Belt, not just in Perry County. And meetings have already been held in Dallas County. This one is the meeting for Perry County.
Right.
So look that up at blackbeltnewsnetwork.com. We have the times and locations for those meetings as well.
Right.
So we also got news this week for the school test scores were released. I think it was at the end of last week. And this is always just a good barometer to figure out how schools are doing in the Black Belt and the state. So let's take a look at the scores. We actually, our staff came up with a list of how everybody did. So in general, so this is the Alabama State Department of Education. And so they release this on the website every year in November. It looks at 153 school systems and gives an overall grade, and then also does for subjects. So reading, English, math, career readiness, the graduation rate, all these are put into the scores. And so Marengo County schools, Demopolis schools, they all got a B. And then you start seeing the next scores, which would be Linden, Selma, Dallas, Wilcox, Perry, Sumter, Lowndes all got a C. Of the 44 schools that we looked at, 8 got a B, 20 got a C, 14 earned a D, and 2 schools got Fs. And R.C. Hatch in Perry County and Linden High School in the Linden School District. So we have those school districts all broken down. It's a very long, you can scroll it while you're watching TV tonight and see how all the different schools did. We have it broken down by district and it's alphabetical. It takes a while for us to do. We love doing it for you. So go check out how your district is doing. And we also have separate stories on like Montgomery's, Selma's, Thomasville that will list a little more detail about some of the districts. So check that out. All right.
Check it out.
Now, the Selma Redevelopment Authority hosted a developers meeting.
Yes, they did.
A little bit about that.
The SRA had a developers meeting at Reflections on Water Avenue in Selma. The 41 developers, elected officials, investors, folks like this met at Reflections to talk about not only what's going on right now, but what are some of the plans for the future. They talked about Selma becoming a designated Main Street community, which means that Selma would be eligible for a number of different grants and loans and information that right now we're just we're not a designated community. So it's I'm sorry, I don't remember the name now, but anyway, it's the first level. That is the main level. Group cities like Wetumpka, Marion, those are designated communities and can get the full help of the state and national Main Street organization, which has a lot of different programs to help revitalization and development. They also had a breakfast meeting this morning, and it was called the Eggs and Issues, where a number of the same folks got together talking about things that are coming up. They have Economic Vitality Committee that met with Mayor Moss and helped to come up with ideas for planning, for facade grants that's in the pipe coming down soon, things that can be used to help revitalize Selma and bring it back to where it should be, where, help. And what it all amounts to, and this is one of the things that's in the story that that Sarah Aguido, the director of the SRA, and I talked about, is it amounts to bringing tourist dollars into the city to help support our businesses and our citizenry. And if we look nice and we are nice, then people come and enjoy it. And so it's all heading towards that. And so the SRA has got like a lot of different things coming up in the future. And Ms. Aguido said that she's going to be giving me more information as those things come up. So we'll be keeping everybody updated. But have you put that story up yet? I know I sent it to you. I don't know if it got posted quite yet, but it did. Mm-hmm. Okay, good. So everybody can go to blackbeltnewsnetwork.com and see the details on what the SRA is doing. And we've got more of that coming up, Cindy, a lot more stuff. They're really starting hopping here lately. So we'll see.
All right. Now we're going to move over to Demopolis.
All right.
Where Alabama Healthcare High School has decided to add 10th grade. And this is interesting because they were just going to start with 9th grade. It sounds like they were saying that they have gotten enough interest from students that are in the 10th grade that they will be able to add that. It's interesting because they were saying that they wanted 85 students in something like that in 9th grade, but they're actually looking to add 20 to 25 10th graders. So sophomores, saying that there is a need for that and that they have shown enough interest. So you can go to alhealthcarehs.org, and this is also on our link. So go find out more information if you think your 10th grader might want to go.
Yeah. The healthcare high school is exciting for the Black Belt, for the state of Alabama.
Okay, now we're moving over to Uniontown.
Yeah, Uniontown has a new police chief, Mike Kaiser. Yeah, Mike Kaiser, who's been in law enforcement for years, is the new police chief. He was sworn in on the 17th. When was that? The 17th was just like 4 days ago. Sworn in as the new police chief in Uniontown, and I have been in contact with him. He's a really cool guy. We're going to have an interview with him too coming up soon, and we will be able to find out more about his past and what he wants to do in Uniontown to help fight crime. That's one of the areas where we've talked about crime is a problem, and he'll have some good ideas on what to do to shore up the police department. I know they just recently got a couple of new cruisers and some new equipment, so we'll talk to him about that and get a complete, detailed interview coming up on blackbeltnewsnetwork.com. We're on top of it, Cindy.
I know, and we're everywhere.
Yeah, we are. I love it. This is exciting stuff for me.
So tell me let's stick to law enforcement for a minute.
Yes.
Something that has been, we forgot to talk about this last week. So
yeah, we were supposed to do this last week. We got all excited about everything else. But our sheriff in Dallas County, Mike Grantham, is doing well. He is recuperating from, actually it was 2 bypasses. He had, I believe he said it was 95% blockage in the Widowmaker, plus some other blockage. And that was the health concern that he had. He had to go into the hospital. They were going to actually do a new procedure where they went in from the side, but he actually went into cardiac arrest while they were doing that. So instead of doing that, they had to stop what they were doing and do the original old-fashioned style where they actually break his sternum. Oh, that hurts thinking about it. And so that naturally, that's a little bit longer recuperation, but he's fine. Everything is going well. He's up and about. He says he even goes into the office for a little bit, a couple of days a week. So he's still now Chief Deputy Mayor Hatfield is actually running the show, but they're in constant communications. So everything's cool there. And I'm just glad to know that not only the sheriff of Dallas County, but my friend Mike Grantham is doing well, and no worries there. So thank you, Lord.
This is one of the most read stories we've had all year. Were the 2 stories we've had about Sheriff Grantham. So
yeah,
you guys really do care about him.
yeah, he's a great guy.
It's been really interesting.
Yeah.
He's done a lot for the community to get everybody, jabbed.
Yeah, and that's another thing too. Point is that the details for the story are all on blackbeltnewsnetwork.com.
Right.
So you can go there and get the whole story.
All right. Glad to hear he's doing well.
Yeah, me too.
All right. I added a new feature this week that I'm very excited about, and this is a teacher feature. I've been wanting to do this forever, and I just pulled the trigger and we just did it. So I got some really great nominations, and so far they've only been in Demopolis City Schools. So I need you guys to send your nominations. Look, I'm going to put it up. Send your nominations to news@blackbeltnewsnetwork.com.
Yes, please.
Go to the story. This is, and I hope I don't get her name wrong, but it's Brioni. Yep, Briundi. They call her Bree Moultrie. She is a 4th grade math and science teacher at U.S. Jones Elementary in Demopolis City Schools. And we have a Q&A with her talking about what she loves about what she's doing, success stories, what she considers a success. And it's just really great to get, what is her career aspiration? This is so fun. So these are kind of any teacher can fill it out if you guys want to nominate, and I can send the form to them, or they can send it to, you can have the teacher fill it out and send it to us. But we would love to get more teachers to participate, because they need to be honored and thanked
for what they're
doing for us.
I started reaching out over here. In Dallas County, Cindy, to the folks in the Dallas County and in the Selma School. So hopefully we'll get some of them too, because there's some great teachers in the Black Belt. And like you said, we need to let everybody know about them and honor them and thank them.
Actually, you can mention them in this while you're watching us right now. If you've got someone to nominate, make it as a comment. I can actually see it. I forget to say that. I can see your comments. So if you want to tell us a suggestion of a teacher that you think is amazing, that we can feature, please, let's do. We're going to feature them every Monday. That's the plan. And this is Bree Moultrie. All right. Now, so it is now time for
the Black Belt
Roundup.
I love it. That's the fun part.
I just love doing the clapping. All right. We have one with a video. Let me go get that. So tell me about the Doe Rodeo that's coming up.
Oh, man. Yeah. This video, of course, is from last year's Doe Rodeo, but the 3rd annual Doe Rodeo at Cornwallis 1825 in Bragg, Alabama is set for December 5th through the 14th, and that's 2 weekends. Now, the way this works is, and the idea is to collect up the extra, a lot of us hunters end up having more deer than we need. I wish I had that problem, actually, but a lot of hunters do end up with more deer than they need. And so what they're doing, Dimp Bell, who runs and owns Cornwallis, is asking for all those extra deer, for all the hunters to bring those extra deer down to Bragg, down to Cornwallis. Last year they had 160, I believe it was. This year they're shooting for, it was 126 last year, and they fed 15,000 needy people with those deer. They're looking for 200 so they can feed about 7,000 or 28,000 people rather. So if you have an extra doe, take it to Bragg between the 5th and 14th. Now on the 14th is the big celebration where they're going to have vendors like what you saw there. There's going to be a huge tent that can seat 300 people, and everybody that brings a doe gets a ticket There's prizes to be given away. There's food, all kinds of different food. It'll be a big day. We'll talk more about it when it gets closer. But if you're a hunter, and tomorrow, by the way, tomorrow while we're doing the roundup, tomorrow gun season opens. I can't wait. So if you have an extra deer, an extra doe, take it down to Bragg and help feed folks who otherwise may not get enough food.
I love deer meat. I kind of snuck it into the family, and I had 2 members that were not happy about that last year. They at least wanted the transparency, but I was just going to let them know it tastes very similar, if not better, than ground beef.
Well, we've got a camping in the Black Belt that's about to come out that I think you tell that story.
Oh, do I?
Yes, you do. I laughed. That was great. That was good stuff.
Sneaky. I was very sneaky, and I wanted to show them, see, it's just as good. And it is, and it's leaner than.
It's leaner and it's tastier. And anywhere you use meat, any kind of meat, you can use deer meat.
That's what I do.
Oh, I love it. It's my favorite.
But half the family doesn't like it, so there you go.
Man.
All right. I do like to mention that we are becoming a nonprofit. We are allowed to be a nonprofit at this point. We take donations. This is how we're going to be doing this coverage for the Black Belt, and I want you to join us, support the work we're doing. Even if it's just $10 a month, it makes a huge difference. It's tax deductible, or it just helps us write stories and be able to bring more to our Black Belt readers. We have a lot of news going on at the blackbeltnewsnetwork.com. Check out your phone every single night. Get the email. I can't say that enough. Sign up for the email. It costs nothing. Yeah. And even if you go to blackbeltnewsnetwork.com, it'll come up within the first 3 seconds. Just put in your email. I'm not selling anything. It's free.
One of the things, speaking of free, one other thing I forgot to mention in the roundup, the artisan fair that's tomorrow at Sturtevant Hall starts at 10, goes to 4. And that's another something that's free and be enjoyable to see.
Oh, it's packed with stuff too.
Yeah.
And it's good for Christmas. Right before
good Christmas. For Christmas. Holiday House, the Selma Dallas County redeveloped Selma Dallas County Historical Society's Holiday House is coming up December 1st through 13th. So make plans to go see that too.
Absolutely. I love all of the different festivals for Christmas.
Oh man, I know. It's good fun.
We decided to wait till next week to do Christmas events in the roundup so we can get all the parades coming up. I do know there's an application open right now for Selma's Grand Marshal. There's a story there. If you think somebody is worthy of being the Grand Marshal, go to our story at blackbeltnewsnetwork.com under Dallas County, and you can see where to go to nominate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's great. Nominate me.
On the river is coming up. Yeah.
I'm just kidding. We try, if the Wi-Fi was better, we try to do the Christmas party live. You remember we tried to do that?
Yeah.
The Wi-Fi never works good enough, but eventually we're going to do that.
We'll get it. We'll get it together.
Okay. That was a packed newscast. We got it all in.
Super packed. Yep. As usual.
Yep, and we will see you guys again next week.
Y'all have a great week.
It will be the day after Thanksgiving. You're going to be tired and stuffed, and you'll hopefully kick up your feet from early Black Friday shopping.
Yeah, exactly.
Us on what's going on in the Black Belt. We'll see you then.
See ya.